Runk. We're rolling. Oh, keep rolling. That's going to be the whole show this week. Hello, everybody, fans and foes alike. This is Lifeline, your favorite show, the most popular show in America on TV or the internet. As you can see, I'm here alone. There's no one in the chair next to me. You might have noticed Chris, my brother Chris, is not here. And there's a reason for that. Am I allowed to say the reason?
Yeah.
Yeah. He is at the hospital having another baby. Actually, Kristen is the one having the baby. Chris is there spectating. But yeah, at the hospital, couldn't be here this week. There are more important things, believe it or not, than Lifeline. But this is episode 53. Where did the time go? Wow, we're doing this just over a year. Damn. Chris, despite everything that's going on with him in his life, is currently on tour. Go to chrisdelia.com to get tickets. He may be coming to your city. I'm not going to list the cities, though, because I hate when he does that. If you have a question for us on the show, click the link in the description below or go to watchlifeline.com. And if you want a one-on-one session, advice session with yours truly, baby, pimpin', that's me, Matt D'Elia at mattdelia.com. Book your sessions now. And also, this is not the new, but we got the new merchandissimos at the store, and it's fucking pimpin'. That purple one is just so good. I wear it all the time. But I already wore it on an episode, so I can't do it now. So Chris is having a second kid, and that, I was telling him this is, I love Cal so much, obviously, but I already have a soft spot for his unborn, or who knows, maybe now born son, because I was the second born, and I've been thinking about what it means to be a second born as this whole thing has been going on, and it's so different. You have things easier because your parents have been around the block. You get away with fucking murder, but also, at least in my case, the older brother, by way of the fact that he can just the fact that he can speak, there's this dynamic that gets established that he's the one that is louder and sort of more advanced, and that set me and Chris on the path of him always being the one that just would never shut the fucking fuck up, and I kind of took a backseat and laid back comfortably and chilled and would let him get into trouble. But there's all these different dynamics that I'm really curious to see with his kids, especially what Cal's gonna be like with a little bro. I can't wait to see that. My brother spent, and I can say this because he's not here, he spent a large portion of my infantdom, I guess, pushing me into doorways. There's all these old home videos of we would be running into one room, and then he was faster, obviously, so he would pass me, and in passing me, he would just fucking elbow me into the door, which was cool. There's one on Christmas morning. There's one video of us on Christmas morning. I was a little bit older, so my head was at the height of the doorknob, and he just bulldozes me in the doorway.
It's so rude.
And fucking does it it's almost so fluid, it looks graceful, and maybe he didn't mean to, but he definitely meant to, and he elbows me directly in the door, and I'm so happy and smiley, and I just go and my head slams right into it, and but dude, the best part is I don't miss a beat. Usually I would stop and fucking cry, but it was Christmas and all our fucking presents were there, so nothing was gonna stop me.
Wait, is this on video?
That's on video. That is actually on video. We should get that and make Chris see it.
Do you think that Bill has digitized
you know what? I know he has. In fact, that's why I've seen that. He digitized so much shit. Deeper for Chris, but at his first marriage,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
There was all this shit with the videos of them as kids, and Sidiper, Sidiper, even though he's not here, yeah. So he did that, and I now can tell the world that he ruined my life. That's how he ruined my life, by doing that, and I'll never forgive him. And yeah, hope you're doing well, Chris. I'm sure everything's going great. Can't wait to see you again. Can't wait to meet the second born. Let's just, and also apologies for last week. I wasn't here. I had COVID, which was fucking cool. Dude, how about when you know, this is my first time I had COVID. When you know who gave it to you, you like want to fucking kill them, dude. Even though that's not true of like the flu or a cold. That's never been a part of my life. If I know who got me sick, I'm never like furious with them. But with COVID now, there's been this like crazy 3-year shaming of like if you spread it anywhere. And I've picked up on that, dude. And I spent the whole fucking time so furious at the guy who got me sick. Fucking Julian. Calling you out, dude. Did you know that?
No, I don't
Yeah,
think so.
dude. He fucked me. Julian, you fucked me, dude. And you're lucky I don't tell people your last name because they'd be coming after you on my behalf. What's up?
Are you actually mad at Julian? Like, how do you know? How do you know it was Julian?
So the way it worked, I was in a room with him for 2 hours, and then the next morning, first thing he calls me and says I wasn't obviously positive, but I woke up feeling bad and I have COVID. Then 2 days later, I have COVID. So that's how that worked. But the way it worked was while I had COVID, I wanted to fucking kill him. But then when I got better, that immediately went away. I couldn't hang on at all anymore to the fact that I wanted to break his neck and bury him 6 feet deep somewhere where nobody could ever find him. But yeah, so I'm back and I'm stronger than ever. I think do I still sound like a little nasally?
Just a tiny bit.
A little bit, right? Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? All right. I survived COVID. Woo! Woo! Okay, let's do it. Videos?
Sure.
Oh!
Hey guys,
Speaking
sorry I am not there. I can't be there because Kristen and I are in the hospital and she's having our baby.
Already ruined it for you guys.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
I hope I'm doing well, honestly, at this point, because I'm doing the video here before that, and I just hope I'm doing well. I hope I'm doing well. So when you watch this on the podcast, I hope I'm doing well. It's hard for men, honestly, the labor, because men, I have to sleep in a lazy boy, and she gets like a really great bed, and they cater to her every need. And I
can hear her laughing.
I don't get that. I just get a lazy boy, and they go, excuse me, sir, when I'm in the way. So anyway, Matt, I hope you're holding it down. Like I guess I know you are.
Oh, I guess.
But, you'll be able to meet your new
So worried
nephew
about me.
soon. So
yeah.
I don't need advice. Thanks.
You need advice.
See ya, dude.
Well. There he was. He's still doing well. We've been in touch a bit. I don't want to blow anything up. I don't want to ruin any fucking surprises he might have, so I'm not going to say much of anything about it. But from what I've been hearing, so far so good. How did he get a lazy boy in the house? He doesn't have a fucking lazy boy, does he?
I don't know.
What is a lazy boy?
An easy chair.
Just a lazy guy, like a little boy that's just super
Who doesn't have a
laconic.
job. Yeah.
Wow, damn, that seems like primo shit to get a lazy boy. Usually just have like really uncomfortable furniture in hospitals. Oh yeah, okay, never mind. Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Cool, like grandpa chairs. That's what they are. All right, now I know what a lazy boy is. All right, let's get into some real advices though. Why don't we do it?
Okay.
Oh, wow. Terrifying.
So I have a quick question. I have a friend who is really funny and really awesome. I love her so much, but she hates my husband, and my husband doesn't really like her either. So every time like I call her and stuff, she's like, "Oh, have you left him yet?" And I'm like,
Wow. Okay.
I don't like that.
I don't like that.
But
the fuck?
he doesn't like her either. You know, they just kind of hate each other. And I really love having this friend, but also like sometimes it feels like I have to choose between like her friendship and my spouse. And I don't like that. So I guess my question is like, do you remain friends with a person like that? Or do you just put your spouse first because that's what you're supposed to do? But I want her in my life. Okay, that's all.
Oh, wow, the dip out. Damn, she
cool.
did that good. Well, you're a lemon. First of all, I don't know if you're aware of that, but you're a lemon. And I think, well, first of all, look, if you were going to choose between the two, that's not even a thing. You're obviously going to choose your spouse. And I'm assuming your friend knows that. So unless there's some kind of ultimatum coming from one way or the other, I don't think anybody needs to make any decision. Like, it's a given. You're going to go with your spouse. That being said, it's not that nothing should change, because if your friend is doing that every single time you talk to her, that is a shitty friend. Like, unless she's just joking and then she's just annoying and you can ask her to stop either way. That's my point. Ask her, just be like, hey, I don't know if you're kidding, even if you do know she's not kidding, or if she is, even if you know the answer, you could start with like, I don't know if you're kidding or if you're serious, but I know you don't really like him that much. But I'm also not ever going to leave him because you don't like him. So, like, maybe we can skip that part of the conversation every time we talk. Maybe you can not talk ever-loving shit about my fucking husband. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's like, I feel like if she does it that often, maybe something's up, like she has like unexamined feelings about him that are more than just like, I don't like him. Because that's so, I'm trying to imagine like, say if a guy friend of mine was married to a woman I really, really, really didn't like. I mean, that's happened. It doesn't mean I'm gonna say, hey dude, every time I hang out with him, or even once probably, I wouldn't even do this. Hey dude, your wife sucks. When are you gonna leave her? Like, that is the rudest. Even beyond it being rude, it just doesn't even like. It's not gonna work, because their spouse is their most important person in their life. So what your friend's doing is just through and through, top to bottom, turtles all the way down, being a huge female dickhead.
I can't even imagine doing that.
I can't think of a scenario. Yeah. Like, unless he's like a crazy cheater or something, and she's like, you're better off. But that's not. That wasn't even remotely implied.
Right.
So I don't think it's that. But yeah, dude, just tell your friend, let your friend know that you obviously clock it every time she says it, and that you think it's just weird. If you make her feel like you think it's weird, she's more likely to stop than if you make her think it hurts your feelings. For some reason, people don't stop doing things when, even for their friends or family, when they're asked not to nicely because it hurts their feelings. You're more likely to get her to stop by making her think you think what she's doing is like fucking weird, like and even like annoying, but not like, don't. It sucks that she's like this, because you'd rather just be straightforward and say, hey, stop. But it seems like she might be the kind of person that needs a little extra push to shut the fuck up about that stuff.
Dude, they say you're not even supposed to do that to people. You know, when people break up.
Yeah.
And then you have this tendency while you're consoling them to say things like, that person sucked in.
Totally, yeah. That doesn't help.
But well, yeah, you're not supposed to, because what if they get back together and then you're like, there's an
then everything's fucked up, yeah. But also, like, it doesn't help the person. I understand that in that situation, you're trying to be like, oh, it's positive still, like that wasn't good for you. But like, at the same time, that person spent ostensibly like years of their life with that person. Mm-hmm. And then there's gonna be like, what, you just fucking didn't tell me this whole time? There's no winning in that scenario. So the friend should know this, And the friend should stop asking for a number of reasons.
Maybe that makes the friend a good person in that through that lens. You know what I'm saying?
But not every time.
Of course not.
One and done. If you have to say something, like if it's dire and you really, really need your friend to know that you think they should look at it, split it, and quit it, is you should just say, you should preface it like a long build up and be like, look, I know this is not really da da da, and I don't want to blah blah blah, and I'm never going to say it again, but I want you to know that because I love you and respect you so much as it pains me to say, this is when I da 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 think about your partner. That's not what this friend is doing at all. This friend's, according to the lemon woman, every time they speak. Imagine that, dude. You can't be friends with that person. You can't be friends with the person. You're gonna let them know, and not out of some like rule or respect for your husband, but because like that person's being shitty as hell, right. And friends shouldn't be shitty as hell. Right. And that's just the bottom line of friendship. If the friend is shitty as hell every time you talk to that friend, they shouldn't be your friend, and maybe kind of already are not your friend. And that's my story.
I wonder why the husband doesn't like the friend.
Yeah, the husband must be in a situation. If the husband knows that's the case, which, well, now he does. I'm assuming he does know. That's fucking so awkward. Also, like, help smooth over the thing. Don't like make it worse every time you bring it up. Right. Like, that's your job as a friend, to make your friend's life go a little easier, a little smoother.
Right.
Fuck your friend. All right, next. All right. So happy.
Hey.
What the fuck?
What do you think about, for guys, prostate orgasms?
Wow, dude. That might be my favorite submission ever. Wow, he was
I'm going to play that again.
Having a prostate orgasm when he did that. He's literally, I bet he's actually having a prostate orgasm. Let's watch it again. Just started.
Hey.
Just started.
What do you think about...
it's rising. The intensity's
for
rising.
Guys, prostate orgasms.
And he just came so hard right at the end there when he says, prostate orgasm. What do I think? What do you think about for guys, he says? Well, I think it's not a very expansive thought on the subject, but and I have to say this, I have to preface it this way, from what I understand, they're like,
okay, so Matt's never had
pop the top off the top of your skull and steam comes out because it feels so fucking good. But I can't actually speak from experience. Butts like don't gross me out, but I'm good. Like, I'm good without butts. Butts in general. You know those fucking. There's so many guys that are like, oh, I can't wait to fuck her in her butt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're just like, why? That's not better. It's not better. First of all. Second of all, it's not really what sex is. Do you know what I mean?
You prefer the vagina.
Yeah, and I don't understand anybody who doesn't. Obviously, two gay men. These people don't have a choice. But in male-female relationships, and I guess I should say, unless like the woman is really into that specifically, chances are I'm not gonna be Mr. Butt Guy. And again, nothing against butts. I myself am not Mr. Butt Guy. That being said, if you are Mr. Butt Guy, and if there's a way for you to sort of capitalize on that or maximize your Mr. Butt Guy nature by having the prostate ticky wicky while you're going jizzy, then definitely do that. Or at least try. It doesn't seem like an exact process though. I feel like it's kind of like you got to have the right you got to have the touch, you got to have the finesse to make that go down right. But yeah, I don't know. And I've only even seriously dated one woman who's like Little Miss Butt stuff. And I, again, wasn't put off by it, but it didn't come natural to me at all.
He's talking about...
I'm expanding it to butt stuff, though.
Okay.
I know what he's talking about, but there's not much to say besides I feel great about him if you feel great about him. You know what I'm saying? I just don't have any experience with them. But whatever I've heard from me guy friends is that it's quite the jism experience, you know? It's like you see a movie in a regular theater and you see a movie in IMAX, you have the IMAX experience. When you have an orgasm, it's like seeing a movie regular in the theater, but having a prostate orgasm is like having an IMAX jism.
Right, an IMAX.
So it's basically the IMAX of jisms.
You should try it. I think if you're on the fence, you should try it.
All right.
If you have a partner who's like is willing to take you there, you should try it. That's what you should do.
Anybody? Any takers?
I'm not saying.
He's not saying. Anthony, have you? That's a yes, dude. You haven't? Three virgins, eh? All right. Well, maybe not for long. If you're the person to access my prostate and give me an orgasm, let me know. You know how to reach me, I think. Actually, please don't do that. I'm not serious. But yeah, actually, the one just anecdotally, that one woman who I dated who was proper into butt situations, after we broke up, in my next serious relationship, my girlfriend at that time found all these fucking butt plugs around my place. And every time I had to be like, oh, no, that's not mine. And in my going, oh, no, that's not mine, I never felt more like a liar, even though I wasn't being a liar. Do you know what I mean? Right. So by like the third butt plug, I was just like, I don't know what to say anymore, you know? Also, why was that previous girlfriend hiding butt plugs all over my loft is the real question. They were nice, though. They were like bejeweled, you know? One was a purple crystal.
Did any of them have like tails on them?
Yeah, actually, one did. Dude, the butt plug thing is like a whole subculture, dude. Butt plugs, I don't really get it. I don't know. See, but I don't know butt stuff. I know butt plugs do something exciting as hell, but I don't. I'm limited. I'm a rookie. I'm a limited butt guy. And I'm okay with it. I'm a limited butt guy, and I'm okay with it. And if you have a problem with it, you can take a hike. All right, next.
First off, thank you guys for your content. We all love what you're doing. I need moral guidance upon meeting a significant other's parents.
Good thing Chris isn't here.
They're coming up this weekend to visit us at school, or visit her, but the thing is, I know I'm not in love with this person. I've been in love before, and I know this is just not there.
Okay.
Am I an asshole for being willing to meet her parents knowing I'm not in love with this girl? I care about her and I like spending time with her and she's really cool, but I don't know. Am I a dick?
No, I don't think you're a dick. I mean, let's see how to say this. First, no, you're not being a dick, but you could, if it was distracting you, like if you felt morally, as you put it, like it's a morally compromising thing to do, maybe, and I don't really recommend this, but if you want to, you can talk to the girl and say, it could be a good opportunity for you to actually get your feelings clear across to her, as like with a, through the lens of, under the auspice of like, should I really meet your parents? How serious are we? Like, it could be a good reason to have that conversation if you're looking to have it, which I doubt you're looking forward to having that conversation. But like at a certain point, if a relationship is far enough along and you sense that the person you're with likes you a lot more than you're into them, it at a certain point it is your responsibility to put that out somehow without being a total fucking shithead. It's hard to do, but it's definitely possible. What you don't want to do is string someone along the entire time and then blindside them after, you've wasted a lot of their time and your own time. Sorry, I still got some COVID coughs. But you're not a dick if you just are going to go hang out with a girl that you're kind of seeing and her parents. Like, that's totally a normal thing to do. It's not written in some manual that says you can only meet someone's parents if you're serious about them. That's like 18th century chivalry nonsense. That doesn't really seem like a thing in 2023. But if you're having doubts about it, then maybe she's implied that it means something really like important to her, in which case, again, you should bring it up. And you shouldn't be a dick about it. You don't seem like a dick. But, you want to lay it on easy and bring it up as like this sort of like practical thing. You want to have it be as like as low tension as possible. But yeah, just actually I would casually bring it up with her. Dude, here's my thing though. I can't date someone unless I know I could be with them for as long as the foreseeable future is accessible in my mind. Like I'm really not, and never have been, interested in like dating. Like dating isn't dating in the sense of like, yeah, I went on a few dates with that person, went on a few dates with that person. Like that is a non-thing for me and always has been. I end up in long relationships or I'm single. There's never like dating, play in the field shit like that. That's confusing to me because why would you be in a relationship if it didn't have the potential to last ostensibly forever? So it looked like this guy was at college though, and that is the agreed upon time to fuck around in life. He had like a frat flag behind his head. So I'm a detective, so it's all good. So I'm a PI. But yeah, no, if you're gonna, why are you dating her if you're not that into her? Like, forget meeting her parents. Why are you dating her? If everything's all good and you both agree that this is how much you're both invested in the relationship and you've communicated that, then whatever. But like, if you're not into her and you think she likes you more than you like her and her parents, like, why are you even doing it at all? Is my question. So maybe you like her a little bit more than you realize and just don't want to. But now I'm psychoanalyzing a scarecrow because what the fuck do I know? I don't have enough information to make that claim. I'm just saying, morally, you are not in the wrong if you go meet her parents. That being said, why would you want to meet her parents? And if you don't like her as much as she likes you, that might be a good time or a good reason to bring that up, because that is a good thing to have out in the open. So I just gave you really good advice. Here's the thing. If you don't take it, sometimes I don't think the advice I give is like amazing. Sometimes I think it's amazing. The advice I just gave is amazing. And if you don't take it, I'm going to hunt you down. And it won't be pretty for you. Okay. That's my advice right there. Take it. Next.
I am just seeking advice for being a 23-year-old trying to figure out life. I just got accepted into a flight attendant training program that I am going to go do, but I've kind of done a jumble of things ever since I graduated college, and I've had a hard time really finding what it is that I want to do. Like, I've literally been a teacher, I've been a recruiter, I've been a bartender, now I'm going to go be a flight attendant, so kind of the jack of all trades here. But I guess just what's your advice when you guys were in your 20s and how you kind of figured out life, and anything would help. Thanks, guys.
Okay, this is good. I think it's an unhelpful myth, basically, that we should all find what we're passionate about and do that. Because that assumes everyone has a passion. But that is not fair or justified, or that doesn't mirror reality at all. How many people do we all know whose job is what their passion is in life? Like, that's rare. It happens, but that's not common. So this idea that we're all supposed to find what we're passionate about in life and do that, yeah, if you're passionate about something, then try to do that. That makes sense. But if you're like this nice young woman and feeling this sort of like pressure from the outside in, this external pressure to like find what you're passionate about and do that, she's like desperately looking for the thing that she's passionate about and can't find it, so she keeps trying this, trying that, trying that, trying that. That's fine. I mean, you're 23, you're young, you do whatever you want for a long time now. You've got many years to figure it out. But don't feel so much pressure to find a thing that you're crazy passionate about. Settle, and I don't mean settle in life like throw in the towel, but settling for something that you're good at that provides you with the means to make a living it will be rewarding. The rewards, let's say, are rewarding enough to make that a worthwhile thing to do in your life. Like being a flight attendant, it might not be your passion, but if you can get a good position and you can make a ton of money, like that is a viable career, because then your success at it will lead to a kind of happiness. And your passions, like they should be for everybody, for most people, your passions lie outside of what you do for a living. Like, this is a misconception I think people have all across the fucking world. The passion, look, again, if it ends up being that you can pursue your passion while making a living, great. But everybody feeling a pressure to find what they're passionate about before they settle into some career, good fucking luck. And I'm not being pessimistic. I'm just saying this is the fucking way it is. Find something that you're good at that you can more than tolerate and that will also pay you, and just do that. And over time, you will build satisfaction and be proud of yourself, and you'll have money and thus time to do things that you're fucking passionate about. Occupational passion, maybe 1 out of the 30 people I know, or 1 out of every 30 people I know, is passionate at work. Like that's not even like a, think about it, dude. Think about all the people that you all know, everyone watching the show. How many of them are super passionate and fulfilled by their job? That's not something that we should be expecting in life. It's great if it comes along. You're lucky as fuck if you get to do it. But that is not even a realistic goal for most people. So don't feel like you have to find something that you're passionate about. Don't be crushed by what the fucking bullshit cliche world is trying to force down your throat. It's not realistic. And you should certainly not feel bad about not finding your passion, at least when it comes to the workplace. Yeah. Also, just to come back to this real quick, you're 20. She said she was 23, right? 23 years old?
I think so, yeah.
That's so young. And I'm not saying like, I used to hate it when I was that age and people would like tell me to slow down or whatever because I wasn't where I wanted to be in life, in my career, whatever. But the reason everyone used to say that to me is a good one, because like you don't get those years back. Once you turn like in your mid 30s, from that point on, life is just like basically the fucking same for everybody. Where you are now, it's full of transition and mystery and potential and doubt and excitement, maybe passion. But like that, where you are now to like maybe till you're 30, that's like the meat of life. Just make sure you live it. Don't be too distracted by this like carrot that is constantly dangled in front of your face about finding your passion and making a living at it. It's just not. It's a fucking lie, like a lot of other things we were told as kids. But that is a fucking harmful lie, because there's a bunch of people out there thinking, oh, I hate my life, I hate my job, I wish I had something that I was passionate about, because it's like so fucking thick, the ether. You're supposed to find your passion and make money at it. That's not a thing, really. So don't feel bad if that's not your thing. Vote for me. That's my stump speech. Yeah. But 23, dude, you're doing good. All those things she listed that she's done in life, that's already more than I've done in life. And I'm fucking 15 years older than you. So, congrats on that. Point is, go easy on yourself. Take it, be easy to you. Be nice to you. Don't feel fucking like you're failing because you haven't found your way yet. You're 23. Oh my God, me at 23. You're good. You're good. You're already thinking about all this shit. You're good. All right, who we got?
Matt, what's up?
Oh, wow.
I need some advice for my brother because he's 4 years older than me. I'm 23, so it makes him about 27.
Everybody's 23.
He's been in college, was in a fraternity, and he always claims that he has never been hungover.
Ooh.
I've been hungover plenty of times. That shit sucks.
Yeah.
And it just pisses me off every time he says and brings up that he's never been hungover because I just straight up don't believe it.
Yeah.
So how do I call him out on this bullshit? Something funny to say. Any advice would be greatly appreciated. Keep up what you're doing, guys. Thank you.
It's so weird if that actually made him mad that his brother says that.
You're saying it's weird that he gets mad?
He said it pisses me off that he says he's never been.
You know what? I can relate to that though, because he's been hungover, you know?
Right.
I mean, it's possible that your brother misunderstands what a hangover is.
Mm.
Like, a hangover isn't just one thing. Like, I've had all different kinds of hangovers. I've had splitting headaches. I've been just dragging my feet lethargic all day after drinking for a night prior. Like, you get like sometimes get the shakes and shit, you know? So I don't know if he's lying, but he says 27. If he drinks ever, then he's been hungover. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. So I kind of get why it bothers him. But dude, here's what you should do, actually, because you're never going to get him to like admit it. Take him out one night, make up something to celebrate, or maybe his birthday's coming up, maybe something significant for him is coming up, and be like, dude, I love you. You're my brother. Let's go out a night on the town, just me and you, and everything's on me. I got it. I want to celebrate our relationship. We don't spend enough time together. Just us. Let's do it. You go out and you fucking get him so wasted. And you do the thing where it's like, yeah, oh my God, oh my God, look over there. And you dump your drink out. Drink for drink. You're matching him. He doesn't know you've been dumping yours. And then you seem like you're not drunk. So he wants to keep up. He's like, but he's feeling super drunk. And he's like, well, what? Why isn't he's not drunk? I must not be drunk. Because when we're drunk, we don't obviously think very clearly. And then you get him so drunk, he's like throwing up and he's all over the place. You put him in bed. Then you sit by his bed in the morning and wait for him to wake up. And the second he opens his eyes, you get on his bed and stand over him and point in his face and yell, I knew you got hungover, you fuck. You fuck, I knew you got hungover. See? And then you're the winner. You know what I'm saying?
So manipulate him.
Well, here's the thing. I totally sympathize with the guy whose video that was, because it's so frustrating when you know someone has experienced something and they're insistent that it's not true. And it's like, you don't know, there's no way to know if they're lying or if they're like misunderstanding what a hangover, like what the thing is, you know what I mean? And I get being really, really, really frustrated at that. That's like a character flaw in me. Like, I can relate to that. It shouldn't upset me, that kind of shit, but it does. Because it's like, dude, you're preventing us from bonding. Like, you have had a hangover, so now let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? But this guy's like, no, I never had one, so you can't even bond about it. You know? I remember when I was in 8th grade, I was hanging out with 2 of my friends who happened to go to Catholic school. They went to, it was John and and Brian, and they both went to the Catholic school. So they weren't like goody kids, but like they were kind of more repressed than we were at the fucking public school. And I started talking about how I masturbate. This was in 8th grade, okay? And they both, at the very beginning, they were both like, "You do what?" And I was like, "What do you mean I do what? Like, what are you asking?" And they were like, "What are you saying you do?" And I was like, "What do you mean? Like, I take out my dick and jerk it off." And they were like, "What? Like, you're weird, dude. Like, what are you talking about?" And I was like in backwards land, because I was like, what? It's not weird. It's not gross. It's the best feeling in the world, and you guys have never done it? You know, I was like losing my shit kind of. And then slowly but surely, like fucking, I was in like an interrogation room, you know, and I was the detective. I got them both to admit that they do it too. And they had crazy stories. They were like, "Yeah, I do it in the shower like this, and I used to do it in my parents fucking when they weren't around." And I was just like, "Yes, dude." Right. I cracked them. Yes, we all jerk off. Woo!
Were you just doing 7? Kevin
Yeah,
Spacey in 7?
detective.
Yeah.
Detective.
I have a story.
You have a story?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do it.
It has to do with masturbation, but not. Do you ever have you ever had like the meaning of a word like messed up for you for a while because of circumstance? I'll explain.
Yeah, give me an example.
I have a friend when I was young, like 8 or 9, standing around on the playground. One of my friends was telling a story about something that they saw in the news, like something where some young woman was found unconscious somewhere. She was alive or whatever, and he was like, "Yeah, and guess what? They found a pubic hair in her mouth."
Whoa.
And I was like, "Whoa, yeah." And then he said, "Yeah, masturbation is what he said."
Who's he?
My friend.
He said, "Yeah, masturbation."
Like he said.
He used the wrong word.
He told this story,
right,
and then
right.
he said he was saying, "Yeah, that's what masturbation is." And so I was like, "Whoa."
That's
and so for I don't know how long I thought masturbation was this thing where
you knock someone out and put a pube in their mouth. That's the worst practice ever, you know?
I just had this supremely negative connotation with masturbation. I thought it had to do with assault or
right
worse,
doing something to someone's mouth that they didn't want
unwillingly. And I was like, damn, masturbation is pretty bad.
That's upsetting. That's fuck. Being a kid is so bad. It's so confusing, dude. It sucks, man. Like, especially if you're like an aware kid and you're like, you know, there's shit you don't know. Oh, I fucking hated that feeling so much. I just always wanted to know what was going on, and being the youngest person in my house, being the youngest person in my grade every year, I always felt like I was on the outside looking in that way. But yeah, just so you know, that's not what masturbation is, though.
Yeah.
That's not what I was doing, and that's not what I got those kids in 8th grade to admit to. Knocking people out and putting pubic hair in their mouth. That wasn't our thing. No, but like that, just to get back to that, your brother does get hungover, and you're right to be annoyed that he says he doesn't. And, you know, you can do the thing where you manipulate a hangover for him, which would be good. But you can also, if you are as good as me with putting the pressure on someone in an interrogation style setting, you can get him to admit it if you're as slippery, slimy, good as at that as I am. But not everybody can be. So yeah, I recommend forcing the issue. Okay, who's next?
What
Well, alternate universe me.
I have a question for you guys. Do you, like, let's say you're walking down a sidewalk and then another dude is coming the opposite direction toward you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys ever find that kind of stressful? Because I feel like it's sort of a thing where it's like you can't be a little bitch and like get run off the sidewalk.
This guy's got a problem.
Or like,
Oh yeah, huge.
you know, have someone encroach on your space, like as a guy. I just feel like with dudes, it's like this energy of like kind of get the fuck out of my way, or like you kind of have to hold your own. It's like, I'm not gonna scoot over for your bitch ass. Do you guys ever feel that? All right, peace.
Bro, you sincerely need help. Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, how in your own shit? Like, what was this guy's childhood like? You know what I mean? Just like the most bullied kid of all time. No one's out there trying to fucking size you up. No one's out there trying to gauge whether they can kick your ass or not. I would even go so far to say is that no one's out there paying attention to your path on the sidewalk. What you're doing is paying way too much attention to this. I don't know how you got it into your head that it's some kind of like naturally occurring showdown when you're going one way and another man is coming at you and passing you by. Like, that's normal life on streets and sidewalks and other places. I don't think you need to stress out. I mean, every once in a while there will be a guy who has that energy, who is like, you don't want to be in an alley with alone. You know what I mean? It's like that I get if you're sizing him up and like trying to make sure you're safe. Take the wide route when they act fucking crazy. But like just like a guy walking by me, you gotta ease up, dude. You gotta go easy on yourself because no one's thinking about fighting in that situation. What I will add to that is that video is possibly the most deeper submission we've had because that sounds so stressful, dude. This guy's walking around thinking about everybody wants to kick his ass. He's got to be all puffed out and not be a pussy and go around like, dude, you're thinking about this too much. Everything's fine. That guy, whoever that guy is not thinking the same things you are. He doesn't want to fight you. He doesn't want to fucking make you think he's stronger than you. He doesn't care about you at all. So yeah, I think, have I had versions of that experience? Yes, but only when the guy is acting in a very obviously, potentially violent or whatever kind of way. Like if I don't size people up as a threat, then I generally don't pay attention to them if they're strangers. But yeah, I think Sidiper, I think you need serious help. I think that here's the real thing though. If you want to talk about switch, that's what it is. That's like a really good version of it. Like you're so in your head about like other guys and like what they think about you in like a physical threat sense. Like steeper switch. And you did it. It's hard to do both, Sidiper and Sabic, but in one fell swoop, this guy comes in and takes this Sidiper Sabic title belt. So that's impressive in a way. But yeah, dude, relax. No one cares about you in a good way. No one's trying to do anything bad to you, and you don't need to worry about guys walking past you. You need to worry about other things that are real and really affect your life. But not that. You know? We got one more? Mm-hmm. All right, yeah, let's do it.
My name's Eric. I'm from Salt Lake City. I was seeking advice on how to cope, reconcile, or just handle a sibling that's been addicted to a certain thing, that's going through rehab and been doing better. but obviously relationships have been strained, and how to slowly step toward getting a better relationship with that sibling that you once loved. So, yeah. Hope you guys have some good words, and talk to you soon.
Wait, I actually was listening, but I'm a little... He's saying, how do you... Can you play it again, actually?
Sure.
My name's Eric. I'm from Salt Lake City. I was seeking advice on how to cope, reconcile, or just handle a sibling that's been addicted to a certain thing, that's going through rehab and been doing better, but obviously relationships have been strained, and how to slowly step toward getting a better relationship with that sibling that you once loved. So
just supporting.
Yeah. Hope you guys have some good words and
addiction or
talk to you soon.
rehab.
Yeah, I think that you want to make clear that, you know, I think it's good with anything recovery, whether it's addiction or just even something like major surgery, any kind of thing like that, where like people take stock of their life and they look at it and they are in a particularly reflective place, which I think is what one is certainly a place that, you know, people that are recently sober find themselves in. I think it's good to talk to people like that while their mind is sort of receptive to it, to sort of be very open and honest about where you're at in terms of what you foresee as a potential relationship working between you and, in your case, your sibling. I think that more or less I would recommend, obviously in a different way, but to basically say what you're saying on that video that you submitted, which is like, obviously there's like some kind of contentiousness in our past, but you know, this seems like a great opportunity for like a new start, and I would love to reestablish our relationship in a way that is healthy for both of us. And I'm, you know, really proud of you for finding sobriety. I know that can't be easy. In fact, I know it's extremely hard. But I want you to know that like, I'm not only here for you if you need me, but like, you know, you're my whatever brother or sister, and as my brother or sister, whatever, you're extremely important to me, and I would love to be able to have a relationship with you that is not like it has been between us in the past. The past is past, water under the bridge in as much as possibly can be. Now we start over, and how can we have a positive relationship? You want to frame it as full of possibility too. Like you really want it to be forward looking and not even so much an examination of where you guys are at now, but certainly not where you were at before. Everything is forward looking. And if you frame it that way, forward looking and sort of hopeful about that future, I think that is the best way to like start piecing a relationship back together again. Because that shit's hard, dude. Like people, even if you forgive and forget, there's still that like lingering emotional shit that is really, really hard to fully shed. Especially with family. It's just those ties run so deep, and it's really easy to develop some legit deeper shit with family. If you're not careful too, years go by and suddenly it's like, oh, do I even know that person? But yeah, that's tough. But what I definitely also know is that your sibling will appreciate you doing this. Again, if they've just gotten sober and they got like, you know, they're coming out of it back into the world, like re-entry, so to speak, I think they can use all the very like clearly supportive people in their life. They could use being told that as much as you're willing to say it. The sibling that you're talking about, the one who's newly sober, probably feels a lot of things like shame and many negative things about him or herself. And your job can be to help them not see things negatively moving forward. I'm sure whoever, typically when there's a fractured relationship and one of the people had an issue with either drugs or alcohol, it's probably going to be that person who was the source of the problems in the relationship. That's not to say you were perfect. I'm sure you were not, because you're human. But your sibling, what I'm saying is your sibling's probably dealing with more guilt and shame and embarrassment, whatever, than you are. So be cognizant of that. But you don't need to like really have kid gloves. Just be hopeful and forward looking. Like that's a lot for someone who's down in the dumps, and it can mean a lot to tell someone how much you mean to them, how much they mean to you when they're in such a raw, sensitive place. I mean, I don't know if, I'm sure many of you have, but to be around someone who is newly sober with anything, whether it's drugs, alcohol, personal shit, gambling, it's like the people are really, really raw afterwards. And I think they can use the most like direct, honest care that you have to give. But yeah, it's just tough, man. I wish you luck. That shit's never easy. But know that it's even harder for your sibling. So I think it would be wise to open that dialogue, to have you open that dialogue and take it from there. Yeah. When's this one coming out? This episode, April 16th.
Sunday.
Hey, cool. Happy April 16th, everybody. If you want those tickets to see my brother, he is still on tour now. Get tickets at chrisdelia.com. And if you have a question for next week, we'll both be here. And if you have a question for us, click the link in the description below. Or go to watchlifeline.com. Also, subscribe to this channel. Subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. Or if you want a one-on-one session with me, Matt D'Elia, go to mattdelia.com and book one. I dare you. I fucking dare you. And the new merch is in stock, and it is fucking pimpin'. You get it at lifelinemerch.com. Congratulations, Chris. You're not here, but congratulations anyway on your lovely and growing family. Who knows? Maybe it's already one person bigger right now. Thank you to my loved ones, Chris and Anthony, for producing such a lovely show and making me look so beautiful every single week, even though that's mostly my work. And all right, that's it. Woo! I love you. Thank you. Bye.